Hi guys, and welcome to my review on 8-Bit Quest. Yeah, I'm doing something different. I'm going to be doing a video review because I felt like it. And look, this little guy is chasing things around. That is amazing. So, 8-Bit Quest is a game that I just finished an LP of, and it's a pretty decent game for what it is. I'll go through each category and talk a bit about it, and then I will summarize and give a star score. Mind you, when I actually write the review, there will be actual words in it because that is a requirement of the site. So, basically, 8-Bit Quest is a game that is a story-driven puzzle game. You are this little guy who's running around after the monsters, and it is up to you to save the princess. But while you were trying to do that, and you were conscripted into doing that, you had no choice in it, you kind of got warped to this dimension with all these interdimensional doors that you need to complete this death game against these monsters in order to continue on. It's pretty decent for, you know, just a little, this is why you're here, this is what's happening, go do this. But the writing is, shall we say, a bit on the needs a lot of work side of things. Technically, it is pretty bad. If somebody could look through it and actually developer, I would highly recommend that you get a native English speaker to actually go through and check all your script for you so that you can get the best out of what's being written down, because it is very awkward to read, and it does take away a bit of the charm, unfortunately, of what should be a funny and pithy little game and make it more like a what the hell did he just say, what's going on, where am I kind of game. Which is a pity, because it sets things up nicely otherwise. Now, the main component of the game is Pac-Man, basically. You have a ton of little puzzles that you are running around in, collecting items, and depending on which puzzle it is, you will have either a timed trial, or a defeat X amount of monster in time trial, or collect all the items trial. Usually it's the collect all the items type, whether that be within a time limit or not. And it's okay, but I'm not very good at this kind of game. I can appreciate it though. I do wish that it had slowly ramped up a little, started out pretty easy and then just gone a bit higher and higher each time, because some of the starting ones just kind of dumped you right in the end. Like, there was one where you had to kill a certain amount of monsters and collect all the books that are on the map in a certain amount of time. The thing with that is, it didn't tell you how many monsters you needed to do. So, for all you knew, you needed to kill 15 monsters, which is nigh on impossible. And it didn't tell you straight out that if you collect all the books without killing the arranged amount of monsters, it is basically a failure. So, if it had been a little, like, only a bit more explained and more direction as to what you're doing, instead of making that the first of that kind of puzzle, that might have been a bit more, you know, a little less hard to jump straight in the deep end. Overall, they provided a pretty good variety of puzzles. I didn't finish the game because I got a bit too frustrated and a bit too, like, it kind of tired me out. I'm like, no more, please, I cannot do this anymore. Which is a pity, because it was a lot of fun. And that's the main thing about these games. If you're going to make puzzles like this, you need them to be a lot of fun and engaging so that people actually want to play them. Which is good, because this was fun. It was fun. I had a lot of enjoyment, but with that enjoyment came some frustration because, well, I'm just no good at this type of game. of the puzzles were a little clunky. Some of the timing was a little cruel. Like 15 seconds to get to this, collect all these items when you're being chased by all these monsters. You're like, no, help, why? Overall, it was pretty, the gameplay side of things was pretty good. You also managed to have some items that you could buy, because each stage you would get a score and then you would get coins every time you pass them, and it would open up a new door for you to go through and do more puzzles. When you manage to pass them, I believe you open up to a next level. My god, if that was the first level, I'm afraid of what lies beyond. Because some of those were really difficult and just plain mean. Now, the graphics are quite good. They're made, they're basically a mixture of DE's resources. If any of you know DE, he's an old name. He was an old name around the site. He made a lot of really nice pixel stuff. Some of the stuff we used for the RMN chain game that never got off the ground. They're very nice. They're very blue aesthetic, and they're very sci-fi in nature. So they really, really work well. Also, as you can see, there's also rips from, I believe, Final Fantasy Adventure, and they work quite well with DE style. So everything looked quite good. It was very simplistic in nature, and everything was represented how it was meant to be represented. Sounds were actually pretty cool. The music in this game, as you can hear on this title screen, are pretty pumping. I really like them. They're very good background music for you to run around and defeat monsters with, and it's really, really kind of interesting. Overall, the game is pretty good. It's pretty solid. It is a little on the hard side. If you like Pac-Man type games where you've got to collect all the items on a puzzle map and try and avoid monsters or kill them when you get a power-up, then definitely check this out. I would recommend it for most everyone to at least try. It's kind of a lot of fun, even if you're not really good at it. I mean, I don't expect that anyone who's not really good at this type of game to finish it, but at least a few levels of, attacking monsters and going for it, at least you'll get a bit of fun out of it. Definitely look into getting someone to look over your script though, Developer Chan, because, you want a pretty solid script with this. You want the writing to match up with the rest of the game, which is pretty good, but the writing does need work. Overall, it's a great little gem. I don't know why I haven't heard of it before, so I don't know if I'll ever play it again, but I'll remember it, that's for sure. So I'm gonna give it about a 3.5. I quite enjoyed it. Fix up the sounds a bit. Not the sounds, the writing a bit, and it'll be definitely a solid 4. So, congratulations! That's a pretty good score. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed this review, and I will see you all next time whenever I review again or let's play again. Until then, go forth and play the 8-Bit Quest, for it is fun. Even if you don't like this type of game, it is rather fun. Until then, ciao!